Good, Maverick here. Welcome to podcast episode number 179, Designing Your Ideal Lifestyle. Now, I've talked about that before on the podcast, but it's a really fascinating concept. It's a phrase that Timothy Ferriss coined when he was promoting the 4-hour work week. He also talked about it inside the book as well. Designing Your Ideal Lifestyle. Or as he coined it, the phrase that he actually coined was ideal lifestyle design. And the thing he explained in the 4-hour work week was that when it comes to your ideal lifestyle, it oftentimes costs much, much less than you think. You know, after he wrote the book, he's also worked with a bunch of people and talked to a bunch of people about the concepts of a lifestyle business and the 4-hour work week, things like that. And, you know, ideal lifestyle design. And he still says that it is very often the case that it costs a lot less than people think to live their ideal lifestyle. A lot of people tend to think that they need millions or tens of millions of dollars in order to live their ideal lifestyles. But oftentimes it doesn't take that much, especially if you look at it from the perspective of monthly costs. You know, what it will cost you per month. And the way Tim Ferriss explained in the book, The 4-Hour Work Week, he says if you look in like 3 categories of what you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have, be, do, and have. And if you look at like around the top 2 or 3 things, something like that, in each of those categories, and then you look at what it would cost you per month to do something like that, and oftentimes it be possible with like 10, 20, $30,000 in profit per month. Now you might say that the ideal lifestyle design, it's selfish. In many cases it can be. So that's something to guard. That's something to guard against or look out for, but it doesn't have to be. And if you want to make a difference and do things that are of value for eternity, there's also things that can be done without millions, you know. But yeah, the thing that Timothy Ferriss also said was that it's pretty relieving to think about that it only takes like 5 figures in profit per month. If that's what it takes to live your dream lifestyle, your ideal lifestyle, it's relieving to think about, because then it's a lot more possible than if it took millions. Of course, it's completely possible to become a multi-millionaire. Absolutely. But at the same time, it's also revealing if all it takes is like 5 figures per month. And he talks about the freedom multiplier, the 4 W's, where you can choose what you want to do, when you want to do it, where you want to do it, and with whom you want to do it. The 4 W's, the freedom multiplier. And I think it's a lot of truth to that one. Now, I myself, I don't want to travel the world and make a digital nomad or whatever. That's not something I want to do. I do want to travel from time to time on vacations and stuff. but not that digital nomad stuff. But still, being able to choose where you live, imagine what impact that can have on your lifestyle. Me personally, I would never want to live in a city and being able to live out on the countryside like this. What a blessing. Now, just to be clear, even if I'm here making a podcast episode about the concept of ideal lifestyle design, at the time of this recording, I've not even done it myself. Isn't that a bit hypocritical? Maybe. But I'm not saying I'm an expert here. I'm talking about the things I've learned as well. You know, while I mentioned the 4-hour work week, I guess I should also mention that for years I've kind of been looking for success stories from the 4-hour work week. Are there people doing it? Even if I don't want to work only 4 hours per week myself. My dream is more like a 4-hour sleep week, if that could be done in a healthy way, than the 4-hour work week. But still, it's fascinating. I find the whole concept just really fascinating. From time to time, over the years, I've been searching for success stories, 4-hour work week success stories, but I found almost no one. But Tim Ferriss made an episode, the 4-hour work week revisited. And in that episode, he said that, was it thousands or tens of thousands of people had built the kind of lifestyle businesses that he talked about in the 4-hour work week. So there are success stories out there. But the strange thing is that a few years ago, when Tim Ferriss went out on his blog, I think, and asked for success stories from the 4-hour work week, he wanted to make a short YouTube video, post it, and then he would select the best success stories that way. And I looked at a bunch of those YouTube videos that people posted, and it sucked. What an anti-euphoric piece of drivel when it comes to many of those videos. I don't mean that in a rude way at all. But the thing is, he asked for success stories, 4-hour work week success stories. So then I would have thought that the people making those success story videos were actually working 4 hours per week or less, or at least they had done it at some point. But that was not the case on any of the videos I saw. It was like, I read the 4-hour work week and it was exciting. Yay, it's kind of like that. But the thing is, I still think there exists a lot of success stories from the 4-hour work week. I think there's just some kind of strange thing that those people didn't really see his blog post or make a testimonial video about it. And the thing I'm getting at is that the last few weeks, when I've been interviewing people for my upcoming book and course for Terrific 30, Community Cash Cows, I'm interviewing success stories of people that are running paid communities online and making at least $10,000 in profit per month. And the thing is, at the time of this recording, I've only interviewed about 12 of them. I'm going to interview at least 30. But so far, there has been 2 real-life success stories of people that are working less than 4 hours per week these days. and making way over $10,000 in profit per month. So the success stories exist, you know. The dream of freedom is possible. Even if I don't want to work only 4 hours per week, and I don't promote idleness. Hard work is good, laziness is bad. Just to make that clear. At the same time, there is a time and place for semi-passive income. And what one man can do, another man can do. You know, when it comes to designing your ideal lifestyle, there's a lot of things we can talk about there. But oftentimes it boils down to one thing. That is one of the main factors. It's like I say with friends sometimes, it's like, yeah, there's like 5 reasons I can't do this. Whatever thing we are talking about, it's like, there's like 5 reasons I cannot do this. The first reason is I don't have enough money for it. And the 4 other reasons I don't care about. You know? That is oftentimes how it is. So the income, it's extremely important. And how are we going to go about it? The thing is, these days, when we have the internet, AI, artificial intelligence, social media, things like that, things can change fast. Several of the people that I interviewed for community cash cows that were running paid communities online, making over $10,000 in profit per month. Several of them did it in like 2 to 3 months, which is so fascinating to me. Because imagine how fast things can change. I'm not promoting shortcuts, but just think about it. The US Marines, they take about 90 days to train a new Marine to become a US Marine. So if the military can train a new Marine soldier in 90 days, maybe you and I can also do amazing things in 90 days, you know. And the thing is, if you compare it with other options, let's say you want to make like $30,000 in profit per month. If you were going to do that with an index fund, how much money would you need? If you're going to use like 5-10% per year, 30,000, if that's per month, then you would need like 360,000 per year. And if that's 10%, 360,000 times 10, $3.6 million. Now an index fund isn't always generating 10% per year, but let's say that in this example. So if you have $3.6 million invested in an index fund that generated a 10% ROI per year, then you would make around $30,000 in profit per month. But with an index fund, that would be like 100% passive income, you know. If you're running an online paid community, it's not 100% passive income. But it can be run as a form of semi-passive income. A lot of people are doing it. But yeah, my point, how long would it take you if you're working as an employee in a job with that as your one and only source of income? How long would it take you to save up $3.6 million in an index fund? Even if you include compound interest, how long would it take you to get to that level of 3.6 million? For a lot of people, it would take a long time. But with a paid community, I'm not saying it's easy, but if you compare it to getting to 3.6 million in an index fund, it might be. And the thing is, it can probably be done a lot faster as well. I've seen people online that launched an online paid community and they got to like $20,000-$30,000 around that per month. Those guys talked about revenue, but like they got to around $20,000 in profit per month in like 30 days. Some people. Again, that doesn't mean it's easy, but it's possible. So yeah. When it comes to the income part, a paid community is absolutely not the only option, but maybe it's a viable option for you, you know? Maybe it's something worth checking out. For those that are wanting a so-called lifestyle business, an online business that can be run as a form of semi-passive income, where you can have a lot of time freedom at the same time. Again, I'm not an expert at this, but in my research, it seems to be two unique business models: email marketing and an online paid community. Of course, there's other options, but to me, those two options really seems to be unique, you know? So might be worth checking out. For my online education and community platform, terrific30.com, I'm also going to interview a bunch of people that have success stories when it comes to email marketing as well. At the time of this recording, I've not done it just yet, but I'm going to. I think it's 1 or 2 days ago, I got one really successful email marketer to agree to be interviewed. So hopefully soon I will have those interviews ready as well, you know. But yeah, another fascinating thing about online paid communities is that it's usually a subscription business as well. So you're not starting from zero every month. Usually there is some churn, you know, some people that cancel their memberships, people that stop being a member. But if you do things right, you can have a low churn rate. And if you're getting a few extra members per month, you can still grow a lot. Whereas if you built an online business that was not a subscription business, if you got like 100 sales per month, you might just be at the same level. You might not be growing at all because you're starting from zero every month. Like if you're selling t-shirts, for example, you might be building a list and skills and a system and stuff. So it would not be, it might not be exactly zero every month that you're starting from, but still it's a big difference between selling something that is a one-time sale and something that is a monthly subscription. Anyway, if you'd like to learn more from those real life success stories of those people that are running paid communities that I've interviewed, check out communitycashcows.com. Take care and God bless.